Hello everybody, welcome back to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. Slightly earlier than usual, this is your Game Week 4 Q&A with myself and Az. Sam is off this week and tomorrow I think Az is unpacking boxes or something as he's just moved house. So we're going to go today for the next 45 minutes or so answering all Game Week 4 questions. Az, you enjoyed the international break?
Yeah, I think I'm here in body, but not entirely. Here in spirit, but not in body. What way round it is? I can't even get the phrasing right. I am here, but I am. It's been a hell of a move. Moved down to Brighton for anyone interested, which will be nice once we've unpacked all the boxes and everything. And that's been the main thing keeping me busy this international break. So
Well, you timed it right.
now boxes to unpack. Yeah, boxes to unpack and the back into FPL. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, sorry, you lagged slightly. I said you timed it right.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the break. So get your questions in for Game Week 4. We're just a couple of days away now. Good to be back. The first question in the chat from Niraj says best Saar replacement. Yeah, unlucky if you went Saar last week, to be fair.
Very unlucky.
Yeah. Did you go there? You went Gibbs White, didn't you? So I guess we'll start at Gibbs White if you want.
Was it lucky to go Gibbs White and not Sarr? No, I've got Gibbs White in for Arsenal, though it is a new manager bounce. It is unlucky though, isn't it? I mean, 6-5. I mean, there's plenty of good replacements for him, but the fixtures are so good. Sunderland next. He's not a transfer that you want to be making. I'd be looking at Grealish, I think, if I had Sarr, probably down over to him. Or if you've got a little bit of money, because you maybe got Palm or something like that, I think probably up to a Semenyo, someone around that mark. Semenyo or Gibbs White, I think would be mine.
Yeah, I would go Semenyo or Ndai probably. I think I prefer Ndai for his goal threat and penalties over Grealish. But yeah, Everton as well. Shout out Dewsbury Hall as well. Good fun to own last week.
Off the bench for so many people as well. Outrageous.
Yeah, we touched on it there. You talked about Gibbs White a bit. Thoughts on Forest players now? Big Ange is in. Nuno's gone. I've got Murillo, and he I'm not going to sell him before Burnley and Sunderland, am I? So just got to wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, normally with a new manager, you get the bounce, but for all the reports and everything, like the players are shocked that Nuno's gone. I mean, it's quite ironic given Nuno replaced Cooper, who was such a fan favorite, and now Nuno's become a fan favorite, and now he's been sort of unceremoniously dumped out too. So it's an interesting one. I don't know what the reaction's going to be. They obviously haven't started the season particularly well. I mean, they had a good result against Brentford. I mean, they got a draw against Palace. I mean, I guess it's the West Ham game. The West Ham game was an absolute disaster. They're still a good team. Is Postecoglou going to come in and change everything and try and play a crazy high line with Milenkovic? I don't know. I think he's all right for the next three. I think, Arsenal away is just a bit of a free hit for him. And then it's two must-win games straight away in those two promoted teams. I'm holding all my Forest players. The only one I'd be worried about, I think, would be Chris Wood at this stage. Because what if Ange does decide that he wants to bring in someone a bit more dynamic, should we say, up top? But the rest are okay. I wouldn't be selling Wood though ahead of the fixtures, but just one to keep your eye on.
Yeah, well, Mike asks that. He says, would you do Wood to Mateta? I guess there's this, Chris Wood was obviously playing quite far away last night, wasn't he? For New Zealand against Australia. I don't know if Igor Jesus
Do it.
You do it?
If I didn't have anything else to worry about, if I didn't have your SARS or anyone like that, and I mean, Palace have got Sunderland at home, Forest have got Arsenal away.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real, it's a no-brainer this week. I know it's then two good games for Wood, but there's a little bit of worry around him. If you've got 2 free transfers or no other pressing moves, Mateta's definitely on penalties now with Eze gone too. I'd much rather have Mateta than Wood. If I had to play Wood over the next 3, that's fine, but I'd much rather have Mateta.
Yeah, I'd probably make that move as well. It's a little bit of a luxury move, but this week you'd expect it to pay off big time.
Yeah.
And you can definitely see an early sub for Wood. Ange looking at the squad, been away with New Zealand, early kickoff as well. So
yeah, I mean, British ASM saying he's benching him. I don't I don't think that's a terrible idea. If you've got other players that you can bring in, Dewsbury Hall, for example, if you've got him on your bench, it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, definitely. Another question, Ekatike captain. Have you got Salah? Are you captaining Salah this week? Is that where you're going?
It's got to be done, isn't it? Salah captain all the way. I mean, Isak is there, isn't he? I mean,
He's
he
not going
played
to
what?
play. He's not going to start.
He won't start, no. But could he? Could he into the minutes? But we don't know where he's going to come in. He's Ekatike is a great option this week. I don't think we can. If Isak affects him again in the sort of medium to long term, but I think this week I'd be very surprised if it's not Salah, Gakpo, Ekatike. Um, my only worry is Ekatike may be getting 67 minutes and Isak coming on, but then I guess that's always a worry with him anyway. If you don't have Salah, I'd be very tempted to go for him. Haaland against Man U. Man United do well in that fixture. Haaland's only got a couple of goals against them, hasn't he, in the past? Yeah, I think I prefer Ekatike to Haaland, so yeah, I'll say go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you don't have Salah, so I think
Yep.
Ekatike, you captain your Liverpool. Just keeping on the Liverpool theme, if Wirtz blanks, I'm done with him.
Oh,
That's where I'm at because I'm gonna sell him to Semenyo in game week 6, I think anyway. So I would go a week early. If he blanks against Burnley, I would go a week early on Semenyo. But he's got one more chance for me.
it's got a great goal, didn't he, for Germany in the international break. But we've seen that so many times with like Werner. I hate to make the comparison with him, but like we've seen Werner go away with Germany and look like world class, and then come back to the Premier League and really struggle. And we did see in the last game against Arsenal two things. One, he played a bit better. I thought he was better, particularly in the second half. But I mean, Slot spoke about it. He was absolutely shattered at the end, and so you do worry if there is a bit of an adjustment period that he's going through at the moment into the league in general. He had one good shot towards the end, but I mean, if you look at his XGI, it's not that great over the first three games. But I prefer Ekatike, I prefer Gakpo. Obviously, Isak's coming in. I've no doubt that Wirtz is going to be a great signing for them. But again, it's just how long is it going to take him to become that signing? If it's going to be 10, 11 weeks, we don't really have that luxury and that time. I mean, it's the fixtures aren't great even after this. I mean, Everton at home. I think any game against Everton's tough for Liverpool players. You never know what's going to happen in that. Then Palace, then Chelsea, Man United. It's there's better options, I think. If he scores a brace though, would that impact it? Say he scores two against Burnley, would you let that dictate whether he stayed in your team or not, or would you just say, okay, I'll take my points and try and find
I don't. I mean,
someone else?
I want to get Semenyo in 6 anyway, so it would be Semenyo would have Newcastle in game week 5. Wirtz would have
Yep.
Everton. Newcastle having just played Barcelona 3 days before. So I'd probably just get on with it. Although,
Yep.
I get to be honest, it would probably depend if Semenyo was going to go up or not. But
Yep. Yep.
it's Burnley though. Like he's got to do something against Burnley. Otherwise, it's been terrible.
I mean, if he can't get anything against Burnley, then he's going to go down as like a disastrous
It's going
signing.
to go down in price again.
Yeah, he will, and it's we get these early season bandwagons. We've seen them so often over the years. I mean, Werner himself was one. Havertz like years ago. These expensive players that come in, and for every one Haaland, there seems to be about 4 or 5 expensive flops that we go for. And I think because Wirtz was a good price, and we looked at that and thought, okay, well, 8.5 for him, given the amount of money they paid, that it's a no-brainer. And he's going to score in the first couple of games. He's going to start getting price rises. The fact he's now, yeah, like you say, close to dropping again is a real problem for him. So yeah, I think he has to live. I don't want to have my moves dictated by the points they get, but there's a lot of uncertainty and unknowns around Liverpool with this Isak signing, and I think looking at Wirtz and saying, okay, let's give him this game and then move off him isn't a bad idea, because there's so many other good options around that price.
Yeah, definitely. Can you show us your free hit draft for game week 4? Should we each shout out a couple of players we'd have? Would you go Haaland and Salah on a free hit?
I mean, who else would you go for from City? I mean, you could just ignore that fixture completely and just hope that it's a bit of a weird game that you're kind of not expecting. I mean, there's other good fixtures. I mean, Palace Sunderland. I think you want three from there potentially. You could go maybe Lacroix, Munoz, and Mateta,
Yeah.
for example. Or you could look at Newcastle. We think this is going to start. I guess there's a bit of worry there, but you could go maybe do what I do. Went for Elanga, that went well. Livramento, 2 or 3 from there. You probably want to get an Everton player in. So like you said, Endai or maybe Grealish. I mean, what do you do with Arsenal Forest? I mean, that is the question, isn't it? I mean, do you think
he
Arsenal
might enjoy himself.
Yeah,
He might enjoy himself. But it's like, I would probably have Haaland and Salah, so in which case I'm not sure how much money there would be left. But
yep. Chelsea players against Brentford?
I think João Pedro or Enzo, definitely. João Pedro, loving life.
Of course.
What a player.
Of course he is.
What a player. I didn't realise he was this good, Just set
he
pieces
is very good.
as well. He's got everything.
He's very, very good, but like I said at the time, when he's dropped for a couple of games and he's in at the team and Chelsea maybe gone a little bit of a run.
Dropped now with Delap's injured.
Well, no, that's true.
He's our most important player.
That is all the cards have really fallen for him, I think, given everything that's happened. He's a great player. I mean, he would be in a wildcard draft I had or a free hit for sure. He looks most owned player in the game, but a lot of the time that puts me off. But I just look at him and just think it's a shame he hasn't got pens though. I was definitely expecting him to take that pen in the last match. But still great.
I was there at the game and he had a conversation with Enzo, but Enzo was getting kind of a lot of grief and there was a lot of anger in that penalty because the first half he was so bad and the crowd was kind of getting on his back. So I'm not sure.
You think Pedro will be on the next one then?
I think it's possible, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. On the João Pedro theme, would you sell Wood to João Pedro?
Yeah.
I would. I think you just want João Pedro. He's going to be good for a while, I think.
Do you know what? When I bought Gibbs White last week, which looks like a fantastic decision, and he said something else then. Fantastic decision. Let's go with that. It's because I didn't want to get in Wood. I worried about this exact situation happening, and Gibbs White is going to be so pivotal to Postecoglou. He's gonna be the absolute key man. I mean, he already is, to be fair, for everything that Nuno was trying to do, but I just think Postecoglou will look at that and go, this guy is like our best player. Him and Anderson, absolutely key. Let's build the team around that. Whereas Wood, I mean, he's been a great servant. He's done amazingly well, but surely with the amount of options they've got, he could easily be phased out if Postecoglou wants to bring on something else. And the fact is Arsenal, like I said earlier, if I had him and I didn't have anything else to do, I'd be okay with keeping him. But if you haven't got anything else to do, I'd be looking at João Pedro or Mateta. There's just better options, I think, like out there. Ekitike, I'm not sure I'd be buying him, but if I had him already, obviously we spoke about that. But yeah, I think particularly those two, João Pedro and Mateta, I think that's a good move.
Yeah, Niraj saying they've got to get rid of Guiu. I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate. If you've got triple Chelsea and Guiu, is very unfortunate. I think you just got to use it as an opportunity to upgrade, get a striker you don't have.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I think he'll get minutes, just because Delap's injury and we don't know what's going on with Palmer, etc. And obviously the Brazilian guys have been away quite late, so there's an outside chance that he could start this weekend. I think last season he would have played a lot because Jackson got injured and then Guiu came on in the same game, and then Guiu got injured for 4 months, so he was kind of the favoured replacement. Yeah. So he's going to start games, I think, a few, but yeah, if you watch him much.
He played quite a few conference games, didn't he? Over conference games.
Yeah.
How did he look?
He's a good finisher. He scored in his Champions League debut for Barcelona, I think. He presses a hell of a lot. He charges at the goalkeeper, which is sometimes not
Gordon style.
Yeah, it is Gordon style. But yeah.
Your favourite last time we did one of these? I think you were talking up.
What a pick. Missed 2 big chances. It almost worked.
I know. They get sent off. That's the game we love.
James is saying, is Sam away / okay? Yeah, Sam's just off work today, so she's all good.
And I'm off tomorrow, so that was the reason why we had to
shift around.
Like I said, shift around, and you're hosting because I haven't really got this. Yeah, it's been a bit of a hash together on this, but yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and thanks for hosting, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all good, and make sure you subscribe because we are about 400 away from 100k. So
Come on, everyone.
Do get involved.
400 away. Come on.
Yeah. Belle asks who should I captain this week. I know Belle because she's my girlfriend and she's beating me in FPL. She hasn't made a transfer for 3 weeks, and she's beating both of us actually.
Oh my god.
So, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're Captain Salah because you've got him. Kudus or Simmons?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. Is it? I think
Sorry, you go. You're a bit lag there. No worries.
Simmons. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Simmons. I just don't like. I mean, I get it, like the fixtures there, but his goal scoring and assist record isn't amazing. Um, I'd go Kudus, I think, but I don't really want either.
Yeah, I don't really know why you're buying Spurs. Kind of, I'd look at Semenyo first for sure, but I don't think you can buy Simmons before seeing him play.
No.
I thought it was Thursday. Yeah.
That's how I feel. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, you're moving house. You're living out of boxes. What have we got? I'll save the Spurs ones. That's one for Sam Kolo Muani. I think Sam thinks he's going to play a bit on the left. Or I guess Richarlison's earned the shirt, but it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, I think, Spurs minutes.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Pablo Milani could be fun though. Like if he is regularly starting wherever he plays, whether it's on the left or up front or wherever, he could be a really really nice option. But again, it's you don't need to be thinking about him now. Let's let him like wait. Let's just wait and see where he comes in and let him hit the ground running and then go from there because there's a lot of competition around any of the spots he's going to be playing. You know, Richarlison started well. Brennan Johnson's there. You know, Simmons is there now. Kudus, like there's too much. Easy avoid.
Yeah. Soros says they've gone for Madueke on a free hit because of Postecoglou.
Okay, nice.
It's not awful. Madueke was really good last night.
Yeah.
This one's for you as from Mark. How nailed is Vifa as Brighton's right back?
Well, I think he's first choice. He's been okay. I mean, it's always one of those ones where it's like he's not a right back. You know, Veltman also isn't a right back, but he's played there a lot more, so he's the more experienced option. He played 90 minutes in a win against City. So is he going to drop him and bring Weaver back in, who isn't a natural right back? I don't know. You're always going to be worried about those two. And then you've got Kadioglu as well, who I think has to come into the team at some point. Where that is, I don't know. Whether that is on the right, does he take some of Kuiper's minutes? Do we play him on the wing? He's too good just to not play. And it's that right back spot is the one where I think there's a chance for someone to nail it down, but I'm not entirely sure who it's going to be. The answer to the question, though, is no. He absolutely not nailed. I know he does well on the DEFCON, but Veltman with 90 minutes against City, I would be surprised if Vifa comes in and plays the next 3 games in a row, for example. It's still in flux. Wouldn't go anywhere near him. Also, we're rubbish defensively. Also, you don't get the clean sheet points for Vifa. You're completely relying on those DEFCON ones. It's just, no, not for me. Not a great option.
Yeah, especially when Dewsbury Hall is the same price. I think he's just better. Keeping on with Brighton, I'll ask you a question. Who's going to take your next penalty? And is it Ruta?
I was surprised. It was Milner, wasn't it? I mean, Milner's obviously scored penalties down the line, and you know, probably giving it to like the most experienced player, but he's not going to be on the pitch. Welbeck, I think, is going to be phased out this season. O'Reilly was the one who took the one in the first week, and now he's gone off on loan. So again, I think it's really surprising that O'Reilly takes that first penalty because Hertzer had spoken about, you know, he sort of hinted, he was like, oh, I know who's going to take it. You know, they've all been practicing, and there's one, and that obviously was O'Reilly because he's the one that took the first one, and now he's been shipped out. So hopefully someone else has been practicing. I mean, there's not many players that it can be. De Kuiper's got a very good record at penalties. He's taken quite a few in his career and scored most of them, so he is an option. But if he doesn't want to give it to a defender, you know, for many reasons, then you're looking at Ruta. Or maybe like a Gomez or someone like that who, you know, who's been practicing. But Ruta doesn't strike me as someone who is composed enough to be a like a regular penalty taker. But if he's playing up front and he wants to get 15 goals this season, then it's a really good opportunity for him. So I think he's probably the most likely, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to like a Yari or Gomez or someone like that. So I'll say like 45% Ruta, and then it could be anyone else 55%.
Yeah. A few comments about your Wi-Fi, but nothing we can do about that because you've.
No, is it bad? Is it cutting out?
It's just kind of delayed slightly, but it's not awful. It's not awful.
This door again.
Fortunately, Az has moved house, so.
Yeah. I know the days of my amazing Wi-Fi connection. There is the opportunity to upgrade in this building. So if it remains bad, then I will upgrade it to the good Wi-Fi and we'll go from there.
Black box, you might need that.
I know if I'm not even hosting and it's laggy, that's not great.
Which three defenders would you start this week out of Porro, Van der Ven, Senesi, and Gabriel? I'd probably just bench Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Hedge my bet.
West Ham, isn't it? I mean, you play Gabriel because you always play Gabriel. You play Senesi because he's an absolute monster at DEFCON.
Yeah.
And who are the other two? Van der Ven and
Gabriel Porro.
Porro. Yeah, you bench Van der Ven. Yeah. Porro's more upside.
Shah or Livramento?
Share, right? Pens?
Yeah.
We think Pens?
Yeah, until Gordon's back, I think.
Yeah, well, everyone's saying De Kuyper ridiculous, the idea of him being on Pens, but Share was like, yeah, we'll take him. Definitely Share. Yeah. If you imagine owning Share, not playing him, and then he scores a penalty, you'd be devastated.
And Livramento's not actually that attacking for a fullback. He's
Yeah.
I thought Az was on the phone hotspot.
I can switch to it if that would be better. There is a few things I could. There is a dedication. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Aston Villa signings. Any hope of scoring a goal? I mean, surely it's coming for Watkins. Like Rogers, Watkins. I mean, they've got Elliott, Sancho. It's Everton away. It's kind of an okay fixture. Then Sunderland. Have you got any Villa?
So you're including Sancho in that list of players who could score. That's bold.
Well, yeah.
I've got Watkins. I mean, they are going to score soon. Like, obviously, like of course they're going to score. No team is going to go 6-7 weeks without scoring, and Villa are a top side with great players.
And you had joy against Everton. They're not.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're a good team, but they are get atable. Watkins for me has got Everton and Sunderland, and then it might be time to assess after that. But yeah, for sure, it's fine. I mean, it's a classic one, isn't it? I wouldn't be buying. I would not want to have two. I know some people have got Watkins and Rogers. I'd maybe be looking at shifting one of those if I had both. But if I had other issues, I'd be leaving them as they are.
Yeah, Greg says Harvey Elliott could be good at 5.4.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll come straight in? I think he probably has to, right?
Yeah, I think he does because Marlon hasn't really nailed down that spot. Because Son played for a bit, didn't he? But he was subbed quite early. I don't think Emery really knows what to do with that kind of right hand spot. And Elliott, I love Elliott. I think Elliott's a really, really good player, and it's a big move for him. More game time. He's proven himself at Liverpool. Scored some great goals for them, key goals. Yeah, I think he's good. Again, you want to see him start. There's no point in rushing to buy him. Wait to see him start. Wait to see how many minutes he's going to get. If he's getting subbed off at 50 minutes or 60 minutes for Mullen, then it's a massive problem. If he's playing 80 minutes every match for Villa at that price, one of the best picks in the game, budget-wise.
Yeah, definitely. And they've still got a few good fixtures, so you don't have to go straight away. Let's see what's next. Sell Porro or Van der Ven for Munoz. Do you think Porro's worth 1 million? Hasn't got an attacking return yet.
Yeah, I am a little bit disappointed with him because a lot of people were talking about. I got to be honest, I wasn't really that sold on him. I knew I wanted a Spurs player, but I was looking at Porro, I was looking at Van der Ven. I thought, maybe I can save the money a little bit here, but the models were really favouring Porro, like for that extra attacking potential. I read a few reports about Van der Ven maybe having his minutes managed a little bit because of all the injuries he's had and things like that. So in the end, I decided to pay a little bit extra for Porro. I mean, the XGI has been okay the first like two games, against Burnley and City, 0.28, 0.21. That's all right for a defender. We know he's taking some set pieces. Wasn't great against Bournemouth, but the whole team wasn't great against Bournemouth.
Got
Would I, if I
Defcons
was,
though.
yeah, and got the Defcons. I don't think too many of us were expecting that. I think if I was wildcarding, I wouldn't be picking Porro. No, I think I would be going down to, I mean, even Romero, I don't mind at 5. Good Defcon potential, decent goal threat, maybe a little bit more than Van der Ven as well. I think I'd probably meet in the middle and go for him, but none of them are a bad pick. I just think Porro at 5-5. There's other defenders I want. I think Tarkovsky, Lacroix. I've still got faith in Nate Nori, for example, a Liverpool defender potentially. Arsenal defender after game week 6 or 7. There's really good picks around that bracket, and I think they're probably slightly superior to Porro.
Yeah, it's Stephen's question: sell Porro or Van der Ven? I would probably just sell Porro and keep your
Yep.
structure. To be
Yeah,
honest,
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Take the money out. Although you might not need the money if you've got rid of Palmer, but what happens if he comes back and then you wanted to buy Haaland and Palmer and things like that? So, yeah, I think Van der Ven is fine at 4-5.
yeah. You mentioned Lacroix there. Lots of people buying Munoz. He could rise in price tonight. Do you prefer Lacroix? Lacroix is an absolute monster for Defcons, and he's good in the box as well. But Munoz is just like he's just the best attacking defender, isn't he?
Yeah, this is my dilemma this week because I'm selling Esteve, and I'm gonna either be buying Lacroix or Munoz. I've got the money for either, and it doesn't really matter about the price rise. Um, I'm gonna probably be wildcarding in like game week 7 or 8. So do I just if I was picking one for the season, I'd rather have Lacroix because he's just gonna keep chipping in with those Defcon points. But if I'm targeting quite good fixtures and hoping for attacking returns, maybe Munoz is the better option. I think I'll probably go for Munoz, but when I wildcard, I'll probably switch to Lacroix.
Yeah, I think the Sunderland at home, West Ham away. You're just trying to pick that goal, that
Yep.
Munoz goal. Next question: best replacement for Cunha. That's unfortunate. You went for Cunha, and Bumo and
Yeah.
Fernandez got 10. Cunha got subbed off. That's pretty brutal.
Horrible. Horrible game. Is he definitely out?
Not confirmed. Obviously, wait till Friday. But he's been in the gym this week. I don't think it's as bad as they think. But
Yeah.
obviously, Manchester Derby will probably be a stretch.
Yeah. Because that's the other option. You just keep him. I mean, the game after this is Chelsea at home, but then they've got Brentford and Sunderland, which isn't too bad. Again, if you've got like a Dewsbury Hall or an Anderson or someone like that you can bring in, maybe you do that, or maybe you make a defensive move and bring in like a Munoz or a Lacroix and then bench him. I'm not completely opposed to that. If you're looking for someone for 8-1, I mean, we're going to be boring, aren't we? We're both going to say the same player. It's going to be Semenyo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his data is incredible. That's the
I
thing.
know. I
Um,
know.
Someone's saying in Bumo could be. It's looked alright.
Yeah.
It's just not
I
that
mean,
inspiring.
you could take a punt on Eze potentially, but I mean, it's risky, isn't it? I mean, surely Eze comes into that team sooner rather than later.
Then it's Man City
Martinelli.
next week.
Well, yeah, true. Just
Yeah.
target Forest. Yeah, I cement. I'm just trying. I'm trying to think of anyone that's a bit different to Semenyo. I'll tell you who I do really like. I liked him at the start of the season, and absolutely nothing has convinced me otherwise. Is Rice. Rice at
Yeah.
6-5.
Corners. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is a really really good sort of mid long term hold, too. So Semenyo first, then Rice. There you go. That's my answer, and then Grealish.
Yeah, you could have a look at Neto if you want something different. Chelsea's fixture's still pretty good.
Is the Wi-Fi any better now that I've opened the door? By the way, or is it still a bit in and out?
I think it's maybe dropped out slightly less, to be fair.
Okay,
Might be better.
that's good. Bloody doors.
Best player under 6.2, Reinders, question mark. What do you think about Reinders? He's... like, obviously, the bandwagon, I didn't go there, haven't been punished yet. You started with him, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got the 10 points, so I can't be too
And the price
ungrateful.
rise, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the XGI is appalling, really. I mean, it's what do you expect? You know, he's not a 7 million asset, is he? He's someone who's under six, so he's competing with Dewsbury Hall and Anderson. Um, I still think he can compete with those two. I look at those three and think there's well, Dewsbury Hall's probably the one I'd least like to have, and then it's between Ryan and Anderson. I think a lot of people will like that at the start of the season. Anyway, it just takes one goal against United, and then everyone's like in love with him again. I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to be a player who posts really high XGI, but he's going to make those runs into the box and do a really clever assist and things like that. So you might have to be a bit patient with some of the returns from him.
I guess people were kind of thinking like, is he the next Palmer, Rodgers, where he's going to get like 12 goals, 10 assists,
Can't
sort
see
of
it.
thing.
Can't see it. Can you?
Probably
200
not.
points for Reinders. It's not going to happen.
No. He might be better now, as Luke points out. Marmoush injured and Shirky injured, so he might be playing higher up this week.
Yeah, true.
Be good.
And Rodri, I think you want Rodri in the team, to free up that scope for him to attack a bit more. So yeah, it's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks, and he scored one goal, and he was 5-5. Like for 5-5, one goal in three is absolutely fine. Hold for now. Let him have a Man United Arsenal. Game week 6 is Burnley. Not going to get rid of him for that.
Yeah,
And
Burnley
then
after
go from there.
Carabao Cup as well,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
good, schedule-wise. Christmas is coming. There you go. Yeah, reindeers.
Oh God.
It's good from
Oh, clever.
James.
Yeah.
Good from
Can you
James there.
can you imagine the puns around Christmas? It's gonna be appalling when he scores like Boxing Day or something like that. You know, when it was Santa Cruz years ago, probably before your time. I remember Santa Cruz scoring. I think he got 4 goals in one game, or a hat trick or something like that. And there was just every
For Blackburn,
paper.
right?
He
I
did
remember, yeah,
very good.
I remember
He
him
did.
match tax.
Yeah, he then signed for City and was rubbish for them, but he was a hell of a player for Blackburn. But yeah, lots of Santa puns. I remember I'd sold him before his hat trick, and then I had to endure the puns. Maybe that happened again with Reindeer.
Uncle B says Paqueta, not a bad pick, I don't think. If you're looking for a cheaper player, 5.9, got DEFCONs on penalties, 2 goals in 2. I guess it's in that bracket. Like, would you get Reinders or Paqueta?
I like Paquetá, you know. I think he's all right. It's just, do we think West Ham are turning a corner, or did they just play Forest at literally the best time they could have played them right before Nuno was about to get sacked? Because it was an awful performance from Forest. Like I've spoken to Mark, quite a few people, and they all say it's the worst they've seen them play at the City Grounds. You know, basically since they even got into the league. Like Gibbs White was awful. Defense was really poor. Like Sells made a couple of good saves, but beaten at the near post for that first goal from Bowen. Really, really poor. Just mistakes all over the pitch. And up until 85 minutes, West Ham hadn't scored. It was 0-0. So
Yeah, I was counting my Murillo points.
yeah, I know. So was I. I had the bloody double defense. I was counting them. It's hard to look too much into West Ham, but when you think about it and you think, okay, he is 5'9", he is on penalties again. His XGI isn't too bad as well, and the fixtures aren't bad. I mean, Spurs, Palace, Everton. That's not a bad 3. He's a decent pick. I still think Reinders and Anderson are ahead of him for because with Anderson you get the corners and the def corner as well. But it could all change in a few weeks. If Paqueta gets another penalty, for example, Reinders blanks, I think we're going to see a lot of people making that move, that switch over.
Yeah. Calafiori and Chalobah are the top scoring players in FPL. No one talks about them.
Yeah. Chalobah's an interesting one because I think with the injury to Colwill, we all knew that he was going to play more, and he has done well on these defensive stats in the past when he was at Palace. I remember I played
he's good at scoring goals as well.
Yeah, he is. He's got a goal threat. He does well on lots of defensive actions. Playing for a top defense. I just thought Chelsea would struggle more defensively without Colwill, and you've got to admit you have been bloody lucky to have kept 2 clean sheets in 3 matches.
I think that's a bit harsh considering we got the 3rd best XGC.
Yella's booing from the other room as I said that.
We got the 3rd best XGC, don't we?
2 disallowed goals for like absolute nonsense.
It's actually 3. We've had 3 disallowed goals.
Have you had 3 what, in each game?
The West Ham one, Fulkrug, he did that dance.
Oh yeah,
That one was easily a foul, but
Yeah, that one wasn't contentious though, right? You've had the other two. The Eze one is ridiculous,
Yeah.
and
Well,
and
rules are rules,
the
aren't they?
rules are rule. That rule that will never be. There's never been applied before and will never be applied
It's because he
again.
pushed him. If you didn't push him, no one would
I
have
know the
noticed.
put. Well, the push was what I thought had been disallowed for. They should have just gone with that. That was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but the King one as well was just. I've watched that so many times. It's absolutely
Bless him.
ridiculous for that to be a foul. Absolutely ridiculous.
I
Anyway,
what I would say is
not
I
bitter.
think Fofana could start at any point, and I
Yeah,
think he's more likely to play for Chalobah than Tosin personally.
yeah.
And Tosin's actually cheaper as well, so
I like Chalobah though. I like the story of him, getting recalled sort of against his wishes a little
yeah,
bit.
he
No
loves
hope from
Chelsea. He
Chelsea.
absolutely loves Chelsea.
Yeah, and then he,
He's one of the
he
best.
comes back and he's played really well. So I like him as a person. That doesn't make me not like him. Calafiore's just got too much competition though, right? But there's too many players now in those wing back spots. And like he's not going to carry on scoring like stupid numbers of goals. Like he's got what 2 assists and a goal or something in 3 games.
Yeah.
It's
He's
not
getting
going to
subbed
continue.
in the 60s as well. Like,
Yeah,
all that takes is a 58, and suddenly, you're not smiling. So,
not happening. Not going to continue. I'll definitely be loading up on Arsenal players in Gameweek 7, but Calafuria won't even be. It'll be Gabriel Saliba, or Timber maybe, but then obviously you've got Ben White. But I prefer all three of those to Calafuria and Raya as well.
yeah. Endai or Grealish? You said Grealish at the start. I think Endai, just for the goal threat.
Yeah, essentially we go different on that. I think I'm just a sucker for these stories. That's what I've learned about Chalobah and everything else. I just love the idea that Grealish has been freed from the shackles of the Guardiola system, and he's now just being allowed to play his own football again. And the only thing is, like, you have to remember this is a Moyes team. Like, this isn't like he's not known for his incredible creativity and attacking prowess. They're still they're a grind out a 1-0 team who've had a couple of like good results.
Does it
I
bother
think
you
it's
that he can't play in Game Week 8?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Unless you've got someone that can come in, I guess you probably wouldn't really want him to play in that game anyway, necessarily. I love the idea of him against Villa. I think the Villa fans are going to be on his case. I don't think they were too happy with him moving, even though it was such a obvious and lucrative move for him and to take to the next stage of his career. I don't think he's going to get a particularly good reception there. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. But I don't know. I think he's going to have the bit between his teeth in that match. And Endai is probably the better FPL pick, like you say, more reach to points. Can play, right across the forward line as well. Even played striker for a bit, didn't he, last season as well? So he's completely nailed. He's going to play in any of those spots. Obviously got the penalties. I just like Jack Grealish. He's fun, head and heart.
Yeah.
Heart says Grealish.
Yeah. Just get Dewsbury Hall.
We'll just get Dewsbury Hall and get his
So
12
good.
points every week. Yeah.
What a player. Would you rather have the ability to time travel or teleport? Teleport, personally. Although time travel with that rank, maybe.
Yeah, well, exactly. I know. I was thinking for FPL perspectives, you teleport to like the dressing room of a team to find out team news, something like that. But if you could time travel, I'd just be world number one every year. Be amazing. Can you go into the future as well? Can I get unlimited money because I could learn what players are going to win?
Yeah.
What teams are going to win stuff in the Super. I mean, if you can go both ways and back, I'll pick that one. Yeah, time travel. I think.
Nice. Back to FPL. Pick 2 on a free hit. Gyökeres, João Pedro, Mateta. Definitely Mateta.
Yeah.
Gyökeres or João Pedro?
Gyökeres or João Pedro?
Who do you think score more goals this week, Chelsea or Arsenal? I think Arsenal. I think we might be a bit leggy with the internationals and stuff.
I think I'd go Gyökeres because I don't think we know what we're going to get from Forest, and I quite like the idea that it could be quite a brutal hello to Postecoglou if Arsenal turn up. It's such a horrible game to go into for your first match as new manager.
Definitely
We know
as well.
we know he's on pens as well. Yeah, exactly, and he's got everyone sort of feeding him. Brazil as well. Pedro's been off with Brazil, hasn't he? I know he played in the. Not sure what the result was last night, but I know he played the first game, the majority in that game
He
too.
came off the bench last night, but it was in that stadium in Bolivia, which is the highest stadium in the world. so it's a bit of a struggle apparently when players play
Yeah.
there. And
When there's enough
Caicedo's been
little,
away as well. I think we'll just struggle. I can see that. I
yeah,
can see us winning that 1-0, to be quite
and it's
honest.
away, and it's
Yeah.
the way an away game, right? I think there's just enough little things that sort of mount up to enough to put me off him. Um, I still think he's a good buy. I still think he's a good player. But if I had to pick Gyökeres or Pedro, I'd go for Gyökeres, I think.
Yeah, agreed on that. Any more? We've been going 40, so we'll go probably 5 minutes more, 10 minutes more.
No one's complaining about the Wi-Fi now, so I'm hoping it's
It's
sorted itself
definitely
out
much
a little
better
bit.
second half.
With the door open. Okay, that's good to know.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, yeah.
Tempted to triple captain Salah against Burnley. What are you looking for with your triple captain in the first half of the season?
Haaland at home to a promoted team.
Game week 6 then?
Yeah. I'm just a bit I'm a bit underwhelmed by Salah so far this season. I know a lot of people are. I mean, I think he's actually been quite fortuitous to get the points that he's got. A last minute goal in the first game, an assist against Newcastle in the dying minutes as well, and then
He's
like
had one
quite poor.
shot in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's
Just
not in. I
rubbish.
mean, turns up at Burnley, gets a 15, 16 pointer. No one's surprised. Like, I'm not saying that. I just look at Haaland and the way City can turn over like a team, like a Leeds or a Burnley or something like that. Yeah, I know it didn't really work when he played Southampton last year. I triple captain in that one. I'll get it wrong. Like I avoided Ipswich and went for Southampton. He got the hat trick against Ipswich, but Haaland looks on it this season, like big time. And I think it's only a matter of time before City do start gelling. Their team is just too good. And when they're playing a team like Burnley or a team like Leeds, like no disrespect from them, they should be just so far ahead of them. And unlike Salah, who's going to have Isak, Ekatike, all these players that can potentially eat into his points, I just think all the goals are going to continue to come from Haaland. So, yeah, Haaland versus. I'm looking at Haaland versus Burnley. I think is that in 6 or 7?
6, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that one is probably going to be most likely.
Yeah, it's going to be like, it's hard to know because he plays Leeds at home as well, and Salah's got Sunderland at home. You just
Yeah,
know you're going to pick the wrong one, but anyway.
of course you are. Like, you just accept that now, and it'll all be okay. I mean, for some people have used it already this season. Because there isn't an obvious week to use it. There's always going to be. I saw some people using it on Chris Wood against West Ham. Last week, because everyone thought, headed goals, and you look at all the stats and all the things, and they lose 3-0. But then other people used it on Gyökeres against Leeds in game week 2, and that was a bit of an unknown, and that went really well. So a captaincy has always been a roll of the dice, and the triple captaincy is even more. So if you get it wrong, don't beat yourself up over it. If you captain Haaland against a promoted team and he blanks or goes off at half time, the decision's not wrong. It's an unlucky outcome.
Yeah, in hindsight, game week 1 was the obvious Haaland brace.
Of course.
Looking
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Be lovely to get it out of the way and just have that like 12, 13 points like banked.
yeah.
But yeah.
Uh,
We got hope though, Tom. You never know. 5 goals. He scored 5 goals the other night, didn't he, Haaland? So
Yes, and 2 assists, yeah. What's your chip strategy, wildcard and free hit? You haven't used any chips, right? I've used my free hit.
yeah.
Have you got thoughts about that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the wild card in 7 is the play because I want to go hard on Arsenal. I won't have any players up until then, and then I want to be able to get 3 in because they've got a brilliant run going forward. I'm probably not going to have any Man U players because I avoided Fernandes and Mbumo. And they've got Sunderland at home, so I might look at someone for that game potentially. That's when I can get rid of like my Forest players. I've got 3 of those. They play like Newcastle away. They've had the 2 promoted teams. There's quite a lot of like fixture changes for the team I've currently got in 7. So I think that's probably the play. Free hit, there's a week when Man City play Liverpool in 11. So, that's when I could look to lose some of those assets that I've got because I already have a couple of those, and then I can have a bit of fun, playing around. Maybe bringing some more Forest players. I've got Leeds at home in that game. Chelsea players, Newcastle play Brentford. Players that I might not have because I've not targeted them. And then bench boost will be in when Salah goes to AFCON, and I can use that, spread that money around.
Yeah, same on the bench boost. Probably going to save it.
If I've even got Salah at that point, actually, I mean, I might be just rolling with Haaland. Anything can happen, can't it? It's an interesting start to the season because Haaland looks so good and Salah's looks so off it, and if that continues, there's going to be a decision to make that if we go back to Salah after I think most of us are going to be selling him in 6 for Haaland because the run's really good. So it's do you go both or do you just stick with the big guy.
Yeah. Um, Nuclear Atoms asks, is Mateta a concern with all these injuries? I think it's a little concern, but I also trust Glasner quite a lot to sort something out. And it is Sunderland this week. I think they can beat Sunderland quite well without Sarr.
Yeah.
Um, I
He's the
think,
definition of a system manager, isn't he? Like
yeah,
he will play the same way. He'll find players that can suit that system. He's built that squad in his sort of image and how he wants it. And Mateta will still get chances. We know what Mateta's like. He's a big guy up top, battering ram, who will get goals throughout the season. He's done it year after year after year, and he's still got good service coming from the players. I'm not worried about him at all. He's a better option with Eze gone. He's a better option because he's got the pens.
yeah. Last few questions. Let's go with Caicedo or Reinders. I'll say Reinders as much as I want to
Reinders,
say
come
Caicedo.
on, come on, that's an easy one. At least
23 DEFCONs was it for Caicedo?
I know, but
Imagine if they were tiered, but yeah,
I'm
obviously.
not. I'm not having. If you're picking players like Casado in your fantasy team, I just think that is such a boring way of playing the game. And Reinders, it's been 3 weeks, and after game week 1, he was essential. I don't think that's changed enough, and I think there's enough optimism, like you said, to think that he's going to go back to those driving runs into the box, and he can hit big holes. Reinders all day.
Yeah. Would you start Josh King or Reinders? Josh King has Leeds at home.
Oh, Josh King's been good, hasn't he?
I feel like kind of Justice would say he's going to score after the whole Chelsea thing. It would be kind of
Yeah.
like a bit of a story if he scores this week at home.
Here I am talking up Reinders and saying how great he is, all the drives he's going to make, and I'm probably going to say to go for Josh King. Um,
That
oh, that is,
fixture, I suppose, is...
it's tough, isn't it? I mean, it's a 50-50 call, given the fixture for King. I think City. I don't think City are going to thrash United. I think it's going to be closer than people think. We say this every year, and it's never normally that one-sided. I mean, there was that year, wasn't there, where I think Foden got a hat trick, and I think Haaland probably got a couple and stuff. But other than that, they have struggled
What, they beat them
against them.
last year? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know. I'm going to say King. King gets Leeds. Play the fixture.
Yeah, I'll say King. Luke says, would you sell De Kuiper to Lacroix for a hit?
Yeah. Oh, not for a hit. No. No, he
Close
takes his
there.
pen.
Nearly said yes there.
De Kuiper to Lacroix is a massive upgrade for sure. I would definitely do that for a hit. I don't do defensive moves for a hit. They never pay off. Lacroix will concede. De Kuiper will get 2 as well. You're down 4 points. Just wait.
Yeah. Pick 2 out of 3. Kudus, Bruno, Rogers.
Well, you play Bruno. So Rogers or Kudus. Kudus against his old club.
Yeah, that screams goal, doesn't it?
Yeah, Kudus, I think.
Yeah, I'd bench Rogers. I haven't seen enough
No.
this year. Last couple of questions. Any final questions? Wood to Mateta or Concert to Munoz? I think
I hate
Concert.
Conser.
Yeah.
I hate Conser as an option.
Because if you keep Wood, you get 2 good weeks after this.
Yeah. Yeah, Munoz. Yeah.
Cool. We'll finish with my question to you, which is, would you play Nori or Elliot Anderson?
Oh God. Ain't Noreen, I don't think they're going to get on that well against Man U or Anderson, and I think they're probably going to get thrashed by Arsenal. I don't think there's going to be much in it.
Currently playing Nori just because he could get a clean sheet, whereas Anderson is DEFCONs, isn't it?
If that game starts and you see Eight Nori camped in the penalty area, you're going to have an awful watch of that game. Whereas you know exactly what you're going to get from Elliot Anderson. You're going to get 11 DEFCONs and 2 points.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I would play Eight Nori, but I wouldn't expect a huge amount of difference between them.
Yeah, perfect. We'll wrap up there. Your Q&A ahead of Game Week 4. Tomorrow, the FPL watch list with myself, FPL Harry, and FPL Gallagher will be tomorrow instead of today. So get your questions in for that and join us for that. Do subscribe. We are just 400 away from 100k. So that's pretty cool. Make sure you make sure you subscribe. As I'll let you go back to sort of unpacking boxes.
Yeah,
And,
sorting the Wi-Fi out now. Yeah, thanks for putting up with me. Hopefully on the next one it'll be better, and I'll be hosting, so it needs to be. So yeah, thanks for bearing with the technical issues.
Yeah, all good. Best of luck for Game Week 4, everybody. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you back on the channel very, very soon.